So let's get started. I'm going to get all this off. Again, I'm going to try and explain this from the beginning so we get to understand. Again, if you're new to Forex, you really understand. If you're not new to Forex, please bear with me because I'd like to explain again. For those that are new to trading, I like to explain so they would really understand. I like the idea of carrying everyone along, and that's one thing I always do. I'll always carry everyone along. All right. So before I get started, I like to talk a bit about what you should expect. Please mute your mic if you're not saying anything. If you're not asking questions, you're saying anything, please just mute your mic. Right? Do not want to have to mute everyone. So mute your mic if you're not saying anything. All right, let me get all these things off. All right, again, we are talking about market structure. That's the genetics of trading. Who is that? Please mute your mic. Please let us mute our mic. All right. So let's continue here. Please stop that. Who is that doing? Please let us focus and please let us stop that. All right. So let's continue here. Again, we are talking about market structure. Market structure. But then before we go into market structure, before we start talking about the charts and market structure and all that, I want to quickly show us what we should be expecting. All right, what we should be expecting and the broker that we're actually going to be using. Of course, we're going to be spending more time on the chart because that's kind of like the most important. We're going to be spending more time on the charts. But then again, this is where we're still going to be coming to, right? Understanding how to apply what we learn on the charts here. All right. So now this is what's it called? This is called derivative trading. I like to trade on this platform itself. And the reason for that is we have so many trading types that we can trade from here. We have accumulator, call puts, tubos, multiplier, rise and fall, higher stroke, lower touch, stroke, no touch, and all that. So we have so many ways, so many trade types to trade from. And again, the reason I trade with this is because there are a lot of advantage on trading on this place on this platform. Trust me, I've traded crypto, I've traded currency pair and all that. So many things that I've traded, but then there are a lot of advantage to trading this with this method or this way that I'm going to be showing us how we can take advantage of that. All right, and as you can see here, this is I like to do something for every mentorship class that I start. For every mentorship class that I start,
I'm going there.
I will need to mute everyone here. Hold on. Mute all. All right. Okay, so I like to do something for every mentorship class that I start. All right. So once we get to a level or a particular place in the mentorship program, all right, we are going to be trading together, all right, making real good money together. So it's either you deposit $500 or you deposit $100, and we're going to be trading, coming live like this, doing analysis together like this. And most of my mentorship videos are not on my YouTube. They're actually on my YouTube, but they are private, right? So you cannot, it's not something you're going to go to my YouTube now and see them because, of course, people pay to have access to that information. So I will not just have it readily available on YouTube. But then most of the time we trade. I think I have one video like this. I think I traded on live section like this. And I think you can actually check the description on the WhatsApp group and then see a video like that where we turn $100 into over $10,000. It is very, very easy and simple. So I'm going to be showing you how we're able to do that, just a breakdown of how we're able to do that. All right. Even on this account, we were not able to turn $100 to 10,000, but we were able to turn $100 to like 1,000 plus. All right. Then I like to create different accounts for each for each section, so we'll be able to track everything. It can be a bit messy, trust me, but then I like to track this. As you can see, this year I started on the 25th here, And as you can see, this is on the 28th. So just days worth trading. And then as you can see, let me show my withdrawals here. See this is my withdrawals. This is over $1,000 profits made from a deposit of $100. So this is how we always do it. Now, note, it is not that we don't take losses sometimes. All right. Of course, we are still going to be talking about that. This is not it's not something that, okay, there are some instances where we trade and we take losses and all this kind of stuff, right? I think a few days ago, there's on another account, probably on something I'm going to show here, we actually take losses, but then of course we've already made good profits on that account, right? We've already made profit on that account. Let me see if I can even see if I can log in that account. Hold on. Let me see if I can log in that account. So I'm not the type of person that will just show you profits, money, 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 money. No, of course, losses happen even for me. But then the thing there is, we'll be able to, at least take our money back out. And that's one thing I always do. Take our money back out. And then, of course, with profit. Hold on, I'm trying to log in that account here. See and show you guys that account that I took a loss on. We'll be able to see everything together. So I'm not just going to be so biased and show you money and profit and profit. I will show you what can actually go wrong. Of course, things can actually go wrong too. It is not, there's no one that is an island. But then just what I'm saying is, overall, we are going to be having more profit than loss. That's just what I'm trying to say here. Now, this is the account here. Okay, I think I've been able to log in that account. I can't see that other account. I have a lot of accounts, trust me. Let me try and drag this up. Okay. Hold on. I'm going to show you guys the trade table to that account. Okay, let's go to the report here. Aha. Trade table. Now, as you can see here on that account, look at my loss. I lost $1,000. Look at this. $1,280. I lost. As you can see, I lost $80 here. I lost $1,000 here. I lost $200 here. As you can see, this is a crazy loss. This shouldn't have happened. I didn't do my analysis properly. And that was like, this is 3rd of July. That was days ago. That was days ago. This 2nd of July. That was days ago. To show you how recent this is. But then let's go to the statement here. And let's look at my withdrawals here. And as you can see, look at my withdrawals here. Look at my withdrawals. This is 55, 130, 100, 90, 91, 190, 190, 80, 90, 90, 40. This is around $1,000 withdrawals. Over $1,000 withdrawals. All right. So I've actually made good profits also from this account, even before the loss. But then what I'm just trying to tell you is loss happens, right? Loss happens. Now look at my deposit. I'm going to even show you what I deposited. Okay, look at this. This is around, I deposited $680 and $50 here. So this is around 700 and something dollars. But then I was able to make 1,000. If you calculate my withdrawals here, this is 1,000 plus. So I still was able to make profits, even if it's not what I imagined and how I'd planned it, right? I made a mistake, create a really costly mistake, and then I was able to incur serious loss. So that was it. So for this account, so I'm not going to tell you that it's all going to be money, 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 money. Even for me, I take losses sometimes. So something like this rarely happens, but it does happen, right? It happens, all right? It happens. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Right. So, like I said, the trading method we are going to be using a lot is this touch stroke no touch. Touch stroke no touch. As you can see, the touch stroke no touch. Now, for this touch stroke no touch, please, I'm going to still give room for questions. All right. For this touch stroke no touch, it's a very easy way to make good money. All right. Let me just quickly talk about this before we go into what I have for us today. All right. So let's talk about the touch stroke no touch strategy. All right. This strategy is a very good one. Like we have now. This one is different from the one we used to know, the normal way we used to trade, because here we have what we call duration, right? You can choose how long you want your trade to last. Look at this. The last trade I took, I think I took a trade yesterday or day before yesterday, a 6 days long trade. We're still in profit on that. So we can literally do all that. We can choose, like we're taking a 1 day long trade, a 2 days long trade, a 6 days long trade, do analysis and all that. But then recently I've been taking a much more risky trade and a much more profitable kind of trade. And then I'm not using it days long or hours. I use minutes duration. I even use 2 minutes duration. And I'm going to show you guys real quick, all right, how I do that. And those are the things that we're actually going to be learning. Of course, there are ways to trade this aggressively and there are ways to trade this with a proper money management. All right, this is just me giving you a brief breakdown or breakthrough of how this whole thing works and how we're going to be trading this. All right. So for the 2 minute strategy, just it's a very quick way for me to explain this so you understand. Now, again, we've chosen our trade type, which is the touch stroke, no touch. We've chosen our duration. We're still going to be talking about different duration when we get to talking about the derivative. Of course, we must have understood the chart and everything first before we get to um, trading, applying what we learned there here. All right, so we're going to then choose what duration we are comfortable with. I'm going to show us different duration. I'm going to show us the minutes duration, the hours duration, and the days duration. All right, you are going to now. Someone said I use SNES. Guys, you can use whatever broker you choose. You can use whatever the knowledge you're going to be learning from me teaching you all this. You can use it apply to any broker you choose. But then the broker I use is this one, and that's what I'm going to be showing you and how I trade exactly. All right, and trust me, it is very, very profitable. Trust me, it is. All right. So again, there's a video there on YouTube where I turned $100 in less than 2 weeks to over $10,000. Imagine being able to do that. And I did that with some of my students, just like this, a section like this. All right, some people withdraw or cashed out their money at 3,000. Some people stopped at 5,000, 7,000. It depends on you. You really, I'm going to give you guys the options, right? We are going to really have the options to stop at wherever you're comfortable with. But then if you choose to continue, we're always going to be withdrawing and taking out our profits. I'm going to make you know what the risk involved and everything. And then, okay, you can take out your money now if you're comfortable, or you could take out a part and continue with us and all that. So it just, I think 7 people or 5 people were able to ride it together to the end, and we're able to turn $100 to over $10,000. There's a video of that on YouTube. I think I have a section on that on YouTube. You can actually watch that to see exactly how we did that. We even took some trades on the live section. All right, so let's continue here. So how does this work? Right, we've chosen our trading type, we've chosen our duration. Now there's this thing called barrier here. Now again, if you just open this website, just go through this, trust me, you will not understand how this, everything I'm showing you here is something that it took me time, days, years, months to really understand. All right, to really understand. That's what I'm giving to you guys. We can use MetaTrader 5 to place trade, right? Definitely you can. But then for me, for this strategy, I'm not placing trade on MetaTrader 5. I'm placing trade on this platform itself. All right, so let's continue here. We have what we call a barrier here, and then we have what we call stake. Now, stake means instead of using lot size now, we're not going to be using lot size. We're just going to look at what our balance here is, and then we can use a portion out of our balance. Let's say I want to use $100. That's what you'll be risking. That's what you're going to be making profit on and all that. All right. All right. So let's continue. I'm going to be answering your question soon, guys. All right. So, so we have two options here. You can either purchase touch or purchase no touch. All right. So let me go take this to the minutes. Yeah, 2 minutes, right? So you can either purchase touch or no touch. Now, what this simply means is if I purchase touch, now look at this line here. This is the barrier. This barrier, look at this 1.136. This is 1.136. Immediately I purchase this touch, this thing stop moving, and then the countdown starts. What I'm saying is the market should move up and touch my barrier before 2 minutes elapse. It's as simple as that. And if I say no touch, it means if I purchase no touch, I'm saying the market should not move up and touch my barrier or the target within 2 minutes. All right. Now, but before we take examples or do whatever, look at this. We have return. If I purchase touch and I win the trade, I'm going to be making 172% profit. But if I purchase no touch and I win, I'm going to be making 52% profit. All right. 52% profit. All right. So let's take a few examples and see how this works. All right. Now note, the lower the percentage return, the higher your chances of winning. Right. The higher the percentage return, the lower your chances of winning. Though the biggest determinant to whether you lose or win a trade is the direction of the market. Trust me, you can have this 50, you can literally lose this 52% if the market is going against you. So we need to understand how the market works. This is not gambling. We are not gambling. We're actually trading. So we need to understand how the market works before we actually come here and do the trade. Of course, there are a lot of things that is going to give us much more advantage, which is what we're going to be looking at. But then we need to be able to, take trades in a good way. All right, so look at this. Let's take a trade for touch. Let's see how this works. 172%. We're using $100. If I click on touch, as you can see, I click on touch. This is it here. I just want the market to move and touch this barrier or this target before 2 minutes elapse. All right. Okay. Before 2 minutes elapse. All right. Before 2 minutes elapse, I want this to go up and touch. As you can see, it's already going up. And the reason for this is because we are following the trend of the market. The market is currently going up, and then of course we said it should go up, and then we touched it, and then we've made what? $172 profit. As you can see, it's as simple as that. We've just made $172 profit. It's as simple as that. All right. So now, does it mean that we can only trade when the market is in an uptrend? No. I'm still going to come and talk about that. Now, for this 2-minute strategy, I like to increase my chances of winning a lot. All right. And how do I do that? I like to reduce the percentage return from this 172% to as low as possible. All right. To as low as possible. And how do I do that? I just drag this. There's a figure for it anyway, but you can literally just drag this barrier closer. I can drag it closer to the current moving market. Now look at this. It's now 40%, right? 40% return. All right. I can still drag it closer like this, 24%. That's still not the lowest it can go. I can drag it even more closer. Hold on. I can drag it even closer. 19%. Now, this is the lowest it can actually go. I think 18% is the lowest it can go. So now we have a very, very high chance of winning this. A very, very high chance of winning this. Now, combine that with your analysis on the market and everything, you have a very high chance of winning this. So we have 19% on each trade we win. All right. So let's take an example. Look at this. The market is not even doing what we're expecting it to do. We're supposed to wait for the market to give us, a good strong push to the upside. But then look at this. It is very, very close. It is very, very close, and you have just won $19, 19% profits like that. So does it mean that we can only trade when the market is in an uptrend? No, we can actually trade too when the market is in a downtrend. All we just need to do is change the position of this barrier to the downside instead of this upside. We have to change this location to the downside. And how do we do that? We just go to this barrier, change this plus to minus, or you can simply move this down. All right, whatever you want to do, however you choose to do it. So if I click on touch, the barrier is now down here. Of course, again, we are not going to be trading this like we are gambling. We are definitely going to be doing analysis. As you can see, you can actually lose a trade here. You can enter a trade now and the market keeps going up like this, right? The market is in an uptrend. You cannot be going against the trend, and that's why doing your analysis is very, 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 very important. All right. Even if it is very easy to win a trade like this, you still need to do your analysis properly. All right. And that's where the whole thing comes in. Now, there are a lot of other strategies that we're going to be looking at. Of course, this is a very risky one here, but it is highly profitable. Now, what I do with this kind of strategy is because, of course, the success rate is very high combined with the analysis and the trading method that I'm going to be showing you is very, very high. So what I usually do sometimes is I can literally just do this. Now, let me show you. Hold on, guys. Let me see who's on my door. Hold on. 1 minute. Okay. See, I almost won that trade. See how crazy this is. I almost won this trade and then started going up. So that is an indication. indication that you cannot be trading against the trend. You need to understand the trend of the market. So we change this to, I change this to plus, change the target to the upside, and then we follow the trend of the market, right, like that. So it's as simple as that, guys. So what I do for this kind of trading type is, after I do my analysis, definitely I do my analysis properly and thoroughly. I like to use, like, let's say I'm using $100, for instance. This is what I do, guys. Let me show you. Okay, hold on. Okay, I want that trade too. So what I do is I do what I compound. I do what we call compounding interest, and that's what we're probably going to be doing. We're going to be doing this a lot. Those that are going to be in the VIP group, right? Those that are going to be in the VIP group, we are going to be doing this. Hold on, let me show you daily compounding, and that's how we're able to turn $100 into 10,000 plus. Okay, hold on. So let's say we're starting with $100, and then I'm doing this thing, I'm taking 19%. This 19%, right? I'm just taking 2 trades in a day, right? 2 trades. Let me show you how many percentage 2 trades is going to be. So we're using $100, 2 trades. No, how many percent? 19%. And then we're taking 2 trades. Of course, we're using everything. And then that's 41%. So we're taking 41%. So if I'm taking 2 trades in a day, so it means I'm taking 41% every day, 41% on my capital every day. I'm taking 41%, and then I'm doing that for, I usually do for 2 weeks. So it's going to be 14 days. 2 weeks is my cap for 2 weeks. And then look at what that your $100 is going to turn into. $12,176. This is what we did. This is what we did. Now, guys, if I'm going to even be dropping signal, we might not even be using a 2 minutes duration. We might be using a longer duration, like 1 hour duration, where you'll be able to take signals properly, because this 2 minutes, dropping signal for the 2 minute strategy is going to be a bit difficult, right, for everyone to take. But then a longer duration, like a 1 hour or a 30-minute duration, is going to be way, way easy. And that's what we're going to be doing. So doing this now, again, we necessarily do not have to wait for the whole 14 days. We can, maybe at day 7, we can take out $200 or $300, or day 10, we can take out $1,000 and all that. So that's how we basically do it. So we don't just wait. And look at this account now. If I'd done that on this account, if I had wait, maybe compound my money and let my money, I would just not be withdrawing. I would have take a very, very massive loss when that shit happened, right? So I like to take out profits, a lot of profit at that. If you check my YouTube video, and then that account that we took, that I took $100 to 10,000, even you would notice that I had from day one. I started withdrawing money, right? I started withdrawing my money from day one, and before day 7 or 8, I've withdrawn like still of $7,000 already. So even if anything happened, we have already taken a massive chunk of the profits. All right, so that's us how this whole trading style is going to happen. All right, so for those that are interested in, I have a lot of people already in my DM. Those that are interested in the VIP group, again, the VIP group is we're going to start that probably in a few days' time. I'm going to start addressing the VIP group, because I want more people in this group, and then more people in the VIP. I want at least 20 people in the VIP group, so we'll be able to do all this whole thing together. There is always this thing with numbers. The more people we have, the more interesting it will be, the more information I'll be willing to share. So once this group gets to like maybe 200 or 300 people, and then the VIP group gets to like the 20 people, we're going to be preparing to get this whole thing started. All right. All you just need to do to be able to get this whole thing started is to understand this whole thing properly. And that's one thing I'm going to be sharing with those in the VIP group, how to understand this properly. And all you just need to do is take my signals. I'm going to drop signals for you. You're going to take it, and then we're going to expect to take very massive chunk of the profit. So you can either come in with $50 or $100, depending on how much you're comfortable with. So if you are doing with a $50, the same thing. See what's going to happen. This is exactly what we're going to be doing. We're targeting 41%. That is $6,087 profit, which is massive, and that's something we are going to be able to do perfectly well. All right, we've done this several times. All right, so Um, can I do it with a prop account? No, 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 no. You're only doing this with a Deriv. Trust me, I wish Deriv has Prom account. I'll be able to talk, I'll be able to do crazy shit. All right, so you cannot do that with a Prom account. You can only do that with Deriv. This trading type is only with Deriv you can do it. All right. So that's just it on that. Do you accept badge by badge for VIP? I do not understand what you mean by that. So for the VIP, I'm going to be doing discounts today for the first. I think I did discount a few days ago too, but then today again, because I had so many people join the group today, I'm going to be doing discount. So instead of $30, you're going to have to pay $20 if you're interested. I think that's going to only apply to first 5 people that are going to send me a DM after this section, after this Zoom session. So instead of $30, it's going to be $20. So $10 off. So we're taking $10 off the whole thing. So that's how we're going to be doing it. All right. So this is what we're going to also do because of course I'm already tired and I have another meeting I need to attend. I won't be going live on TikTok tomorrow, but instead I am going to be I'll be going live on TikTok tomorrow. All right. I won't be going live on TikTok tomorrow. Instead, I'm going to be coming live on Zoom because I really want to properly explain this market structure. I want to explain market structure properly and then that is not just market structure I'm going to be explaining. I'm going to be explaining starting from candlestick. All right. I want to be explaining from the beginning. I'm going to be starting with candlestick and then we're going to be talking about let me even write that down. This is what we're going to be learning starting from tomorrow. First thing we're going to be learning is candlestick, understanding candlestick. All right, this is very important. You need to understand candlestick and how candlestick pattern and all this kind of stuff. I don't really trade much with candlestick pattern. You just need to understand candlestick in general. There are a lot of jargon that are not relevant in trading that a lot of people will want to push into you, but then I like to filter all those things out, so you would not really need all those things. All right. So I'm seeing a lot of DM already. So I'll reply to your DM, to your message after this section. I cannot stop this. So first is candlestick, and another thing is time frame. Time frame. Time frame, which is very important. Now, all these things you see here, 24 hours, 4 hours, 1 hour, 15 minutes, 5 minutes, 1 minute, are called time frame, and they are very, very important. They are very, very important. So we're going to be talking about candlestick time frame. We are going to be using time frame for top-down analysis. All right, it is very, very important. I know so many people understand what it means, but I just still see the need to explain it so we can understand properly. Trust me, I would not want to leave anyone behind. I want to carry everyone along, so I'll be explaining in details what time frame means. All right, so that is time frame, candlestick time frame. And then the next thing we're going to be talking about is we're then going to go into our market structure. Okay, let me give this one space because under market structure we have other things that we're going to be talking about. So market structure. Market structure. We're going to be talking about market structure. Now, under market structure, we're going to be talking about break of structure, like I explained on the Zoom today. Break of structure. And then we're going to be talking about change of character. And then the next thing we're going to be talking about is very important. So we're going to be talking about order block. But then before we talk about order block, we're going to talk about fair value gap. Fair value gap is very important, right? Fair value gap, and then we're going to be talking about order block. Guys, don't mind all these names, all right? Don't mind all these names. You're going to really understand them when we start talking about them, all right? So don't mind the names. Trust me, it was a very big issue for me when I started too. The names, I will just be hearing all these names. All right, so fair value gap, order block, and then important also, we're going to be talking about liquidity. Liquidity. We're going to be talking about liquidity, fair value gap, order block, liquidity. And then we're going to be talking about very important top-down analysis. And then another important one we are definitely going to be talking about is entry. You need to know how to enter a market. How to enter a market is very, very important. Entry. And then the next thing we're going to be talking about is then we're going to then go to understanding the Deriv platform. Because it's a topic on its own, understanding the Deriv platform. Guys, just probably take a screenshot of this or whatever. So let me even take a picture of this myself. So these are the things that we're going to see. Understanding this whole thing, this concept. Right, I'm even going to post this in the group right now. Understanding this concept will make you a lot of money, guys. Let me tell you how crazy this can be. Let me tell you how crazy this can be. Guys, let me show you something. And I'm going to try this, right? I think I'm going to try this first before we start anything. While we get into this whole thing, I'm going to do this so for us to see how crazy this whole thing can be. All right, guys, you could literally start with $10. You could literally, once you understand this whole thing, you could literally start with $10, right? $10 and do the same thing. And then in 14 days, 2 trades per day without 2 minutes or whatever, whether 1 hour, 2 trades per day. Even if you're using 1 hour, guys, I'm going to be showing you so many trading strategies that you can use. Some very safe, some very high return. I'm going to show you a lot that you can choose which one you want to use. And then with that, you can target how many percent you want, whatever you want. Right, let's say I'm doing this 41%, or let's say 40%, right? Let's say 40%, 14 days with $10. All right, let me take it even way lower. I'm trying with $5, right? I don't have money, right? I'm trying this with $5. I just need to do this for 14 days, right? With $5 in 14 days. That is $550, guys. Guys, this is what I will even be teaching us, right? This is what I'm going to be advising us to do, right? Once you start trading with all these things, right? Once you start all this thing, when you understand this whole thing better, let's say I have $20, right? I have $20. That's what I can afford. I will just start with maybe I'll divide that $20 into 4, right? $20 divided by 4 is 5. So I'm going to take one part of that. I'm going to try that, $5. There's no way you're going to try this, right? We just 2 trades per day. You're going to try this. And see, I'm not going to say you won't make a mistake once in a while. Maybe the first time you try, you make a mistake, you lose a trade and all that. You try again with $5. You can't try that following my strategy, my steps. You can't try it 4 times and not get it right. And then you do this for 14 days, 2 weeks, and then arrive at $550. And you can do that again with this $550. You can try that with now $50. And then look at what is going to happen. 5,500, just like that. Very simple. And that's what I'm going to be showing you how to do. But then trust me, you need a very good knowledge of all these things that I just write down before you be able to do that. This is not magic. Trust me, it is easy, but then of course you need a proper understanding or knowledge of everything I'm going to be showing you, everything we're going to be learning here. So you need to understand all this candlestick time frame, market structure, break of structure, chain of character. You need to understand all this before you be able to do all that thing properly. That's what this group is about. So those interested in the VIP group, send me a DM to take advantage of the discount. I think I have DMs already. I have few DMs already. I don't know if it's even up to 5 yet. I think 4 people, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 people have already sent me a DM. Just one more person already. 4 persons have sent me a DM wanting to take the slot. So one more person will take the discount. So $20. So $20 today. The group is already created. So once you pay the $20, you're going to be added to the group. But then we're not going to start in the VIP group just yet till we get to at least 15 or 20 people. But then everything we're going to be doing, starting with candlestick time frame and everything, is still going to be in this free group. It's still going to be in this free group. We're still going to be learning everything here for free. Candlestick time frame, of course. I still want to teach a lot of these things for free. So the things I'm going to be teaching for free here is candlestick time frame, market structure, break of structure, change of character, and then I'm going to teach these ones too for free: fair value gap, order block, and liquidity, all for free. But then starting from here, top-down analysis, entry, and understanding the Deriv platform is not going to be for free. It's going to be for those in the VIP group. All right, it's going to be for those in the VIP group. So, but then those that are not in the VIP group, all the thing you're going to be learning here is something you can still use to trade maybe on the MetaTrader 5 currency pair or whatever assets you want to trade on. It's still the same concept. Trust me, it's still the same concept. Right, so that is how we are going to be running the whole thing. So tomorrow, I'm not going to be going live on TikTok tomorrow, but tomorrow we are going to start our mentorship with candlestick. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about candlestick and time frame. So these two are not a lot of topic. We're just going to talk about these two tomorrow, and then introduction to market structure. Again, I'm going to be explaining market structure in a much more better way than I explained on the TikTok. So whatever you think I explained on the TikTok, however interesting you think it is, trust me, there's still a lot more you need to understand, you need to know about market structure that I'm going to be explaining. Right, so do not miss out tomorrow. I'm going to be dropping the time. The time is not going to be fixed yet because I have a lot of schedule for tomorrow. So I'm going to be dropping time hours before then tomorrow. And then we are going to start with candlestick time frame and introduction to market structure. All right. So those are the things that we're going to be learning tomorrow. So thank you guys for joining the live section. This section is going to be uploaded on YouTube. You can watch. And again, please watch the video. I'm going to drop the link to my YouTube to watch the videos on YouTube so you can see what is really possible, what we've been doing so far. You can build on the same speed with us. So we're going to get started properly tomorrow. Thank you guys for joining this section. It has been interesting. I have over 20 people here today. That is very interesting. So I'm going to stop